Every night, you leave this reality. You embark on the most dangerous and uncharted journey imaginable. Not into the jungle or into space. You go inside yourself. Over a lifetime, a person spends about 25 years asleep, a full quarter of a century in a parallel world whose laws are beyond our control. And what you find there sometimes should have remained forgotten forever. Welcome to the most mysterious universe, the dark matter of your own mind. Imagine, you wake up in the middle of the night with a dreadful feeling. You try to move, but you can't. Not a finger, not an eyelid. You try to scream, the air freezes in your throat. You are fully, lucidly conscious, but your body is a concrete block. This is not a dream. This is sleep paralysis, a state where the brain has already woken up, but the muscle paralysis that protects us during dreams hasn't switched off yet. But the real terror begins then. The brain, confused by the mismatch between consciousness and a motionless body, starts to fill in the blanks. You feel something dark and heavy sitting on your chest. A faceless shadow stirs in the corner of the room. You hear someone's raspy breathing behind your back. Ancient cultures worldwide knew this night visitor. In Russia, it was the kikimora. In Europe, the incubus. In Japan, kanashibari. 40% of people have experienced this pure, primal horror at least once. You are not just sleeping. You are a prisoner in your own body, and your own psyche becomes your tormentor. And maybe it's for the best that we forget, you might say. But consider this. Every night, your brain is a Hollywood studio working at full capacity to create a personal film for you, with special effects, plot, emotions. And in the morning, it erases it irrevocably. We forget 90% of our dreams within the first minutes of waking. Why? It's all about the hippocampus, the dispatcher of our memory. It is responsible for consolidating memories, for writing them to the hard drive. But when we sleep, the hippocampus is one of the last brain regions to shut down, and the last to wake up. Upon waking, we catch fragments of the dream for a couple of minutes. They are still spinning in the working memory, like an unsaved document. But if the hippocampus hasn't booted up in time to process them, they are lost forever. The most dreadful question is, what exactly are we losing? Perhaps there were genius ideas there. Mendeleev dreamed of his periodic table, and Paul McCartney dreamed the melody for Yesterday. But what if there were also nightmares of such power that our mind deliberately erases them to protect us? We are not just forgetting a dream. We are forgetting a message from the deepest, most unfamiliar part of ourselves. So, what are these forgotten messages about? Psychologist Calvin Hall created a vast archive, over 50,000 dream reports. The analysis revealed a shocking picture. Chaos of negative emotions reigns in our dream world. Over 80% of emotions experienced in dreams are fear, anxiety, anger, sadness, and confusion. Joy, happiness, and peace are rare guests in this nocturnal kingdom. It turns out that when our daytime self, with its logic and control, switches off, our dark, anxious half surfaces. At night, the brain does not rest. It actively processes our fears, traumas, and unresolved conflicts. Sleep is not rest. It is therapy in its most intense form. It is a daily dive into a personal hell built from the wreckage of our daytime experiences. But what if your personal hell is actually communal? What if your most intimate nightmares are replicated in millions of copies worldwide? Being chased by an invisible monster, falling from a great height, failing an exam you're unprepared for, losing your voice when you need to scream, searching for a toilet in a maze of strange rooms. These scenarios are familiar to people from all cultures, all ages. This is not a coincidence. Carl Jung called this the collective unconscious, the common psychological heritage of humanity, an archive of universal symbols and fears. Your brain does not invent a nightmare from scratch. It downloads it from a common, ancient database of fear. You think your horror is unique? No. It is as old as humanity itself. It is part of a single field of biological and psychic terror to which we are all connected. And what if you can upload an update to this ancient database? Research has shown a surprising link. People whose childhood was in the era of black and white film and television saw monochrome dreams in almost 75% of cases. With the spread of color media, humanity's dreams became colored. Our plastic brain absorbs not only colors but also plots. Today, we stare at flickering screens for hours, consume news of disasters, play horror games. The brain perceives this as raw material for nightly processing. Modern nightmares are increasingly filled with images of apocalypse, surveillance, and digital traps. Technology is not just changing our lives. It is changing the landscape of our darkest dreams, creating new, previously unknown kinds of horror. What if you tried to take power in this nightmare? Lucid dreaming is a state where you realize you are dreaming and can control the plot. It sounds like a superpower. But herein lies the deepest and most philosophical paradox. Who is this you that takes control? Your daytime ego, descended into the dungeon of the unconscious? Or is it the dark part of your psyche itself now just playing a new game with you, pretending to be the master? The last boundary between reality and simulation is erased. If you can create any world and control it, then who are you in that world? A god? Or just another character in a very complex scheme drawn by your own brain? This is not liberation. This is the final trap of self-awareness. And here is the main, unifying horror. What has more power over you, dry statistics or a vivid dream? Science gives a clear answer. People who have a nightmare about a plane crash are 3 to 5 times more likely to cancel or postpone their real flights than those who simply read an article about an air disaster. This means that a fleeting, irrational image from the night, created by our darkest half, can outweigh logic, facts, and reason. The most important decisions in our lives, changing jobs, breaking up, moving away, are sometimes born not in the light of day. Their seeds sprout there, in that very darkness. Among viral nightmares, in a paralyzed body, in forgotten memories, in digital horrors. We think we control our waking lives. But often, the course of our ship is secretly steered by a captain from the world of dreams. We do not control our dreams. Ultimately, they control us. Good night.